What's up, everyone? Ryan here, aka Ryman, and we have returned to our bizarre adventures in Katawa Shoujo. To the people who are new to this channel, you're probably scratching your head at this one and going, "What the hell? I came here for war and debauchery. What is this?" Well, guys, I try to do variety for this channel. Hey, if you're interested in how bizarre and twisted this stuff can actually get, go on back to episode 1 of season 1 and just see how far you can get. Anyway, for the people who are caught up, we're about to go for a tea party and I'm dancing like I'm weird. We gotta get ourselves situated for this lovely party. And I'm dressed appropriately too, because I am also in my PJs. And I've got tea! Right. Lily sits at the low table in the center of the room in her pajamas, while on the other side sits Hanako in a nightgown. Being dressed in only my normal school clothes, I feel quite out of place. Says you! I steal a quick glance at the lovely sight of the two, my eyes tearing themselves from Lily's long, thin, pale legs, only with a measure of reluctance. Gee, Ryan, what brand tea are you drinking? I don't know. Depends who wants to pay me money. Tastes great, though. Hi. I think I brought everything that was needed. She smiles and nods. I wonder if she's even aware of the pleasant sight she makes. The thin, dark blue silk of her pajamas really suits her, accentuating both her eyes and her curves. That is a nice top, though. Yeah. The look of her last night, the tentative and almost shy demeanor, seems like all but replaced by her coy nature. It's nice to see her confidence return, though I can't help casting my mind back to how she looked back then, and now that I think about it, she can't tell we're staring right now, but I think Hanako over there can tell that we're staring right now, and she might cut us. Speaking of which, hello, girl. I look to Hanako, who nervously sits opposite her in her gown. It isn't a surprise that she wears something so conservative, though it definitely looks cute. Hi, Hanako. Happy birthday! Thank you. She's unusually skittish, despite the fact that she's warmed up to me considerably over the weeks we've come to know each other. This is pretty unusual situation, I guess. I gotta get my voice all proper. Feel free to take a seat, Hasao. I'll just pour you two some tea. Sure thing. Lily takes the streaming. You're not streaming right now, Ryan. That's another day. Oh my god. Can you imagine a stream event for Katawa Shoujo? Oh my god. Lily takes the steaming red teapot from the side of the table and gently pours its contents into our teacups as I take a seat beside them, setting my bag against the nearby wall. With my senses returned and hormones somewhat calmer, I realize that this is the first time that I've ever been in Lily's room. The first thing I notice is the ambient smell, just slightly different from that in mine. Probably faint perfume, or nail polish. It could be anything of a girl's, really. Another is the plain nature of the room, visually. Beige walls, a smart yet unadorned cabinet, the lack of posters or wall hangings. It's distinctly utilitarian. Utilitarian. The smacking noise you hear on occasion through all these videos is me smacking myself upside the head, people. Something I should have anticipated given her blindness. The only thing that really seems out of the ordinary is several piles of books sitting on the floor, each reaching from roughly knee height to waist height. Some of them have printed titles, others are entirely blank except for the dots of braille. The fact that the ones with printed titles are uniformly in English is interesting, though not completely unexpected. She did mention her parents impressing the language upon her and Akira, after all. Your room looks nice, Lily. I hear a call of thanks from beside my shoulder. Looking back to Hanako, her gaze is fixed on her lap and her hands are nervously clutching her gown. It's now that I notice why, with these clothes on, the extent of her scarring is far more visible. Reaching down on her neck and out to the cover of her right shoulder. Considering that this is a party for her, she doesn't really look like she's enjoying the experience now that I'm here. I have that experience. I have that effect on many people. I'm looking around nervous because this seems like a loaded question right now. So, how old are you turning? 18? And there's no actual way I could actually ask that question without sounding like a real creep right now. Her look of surprise, not at all helped by her total lack of skill at hiding her feelings, shows that she was trying to mentally tune me out. This is really quite awkward. Yes. On the plus side, there's only 2 more years till you can drink. So who's older, you or Lily? Still kind of sounding creepish, says Sally. You want to dial it back right now? You want to dial it back just a little tiny bit? There are children in the audience. Children, why are you here watching this? Go home. Where are your parents? Oh my. Lily, she had her birthday in February. What about yours? Earlier this year, so it's already passed. Unstated is that it passed while I was stuck in the hospital. That was a particular low point of the experience. Conversation with her dries up as quickly as expected. It isn't long before Lily's finished preparing our drinks, setting down the 3 teacups in front of us. I pick mine up, immediately noticing a much stronger aroma and the taste than the tea we've been having. Huh? It tastes different than the tea we've had in school. Did you just drug me? It's a different variety, rather than the kind we've been having there. You've never tasted orange... Jaipur... Fuck it. Not that I can... I can hear certain people right now, like, sitting back in their chair, going, it wouldn't be a Ryan Let's Play if he did fail at reading. Not that I can remember. I usually drink coffee, after all, like when we were in the town. This is nice, though. As we settle down and sip, Hanako seems to become more relaxed, or at least a bit less tense about my presence. We all finish our cups at the same time, with Hanako failing rather badly at hiding her anticipation for the cake that's sitting to the side, begging to be eaten. Come to think of it, I'm feeling very eager myself. First things first, though. Lily? Yes, now is good. Each of us knowing exactly what the other means. I'm out of the loop, but I'm just an idiot. I lean sideways and dig around in my bag for the doll I bought Hanako as Lily gets up and retrieves her gift. Hiding our gifts in our hands, we present them both at the table at the same time. I can't do both these voices at once! Yay! Happy birthday! That was my attempt. Hanako silently sits looking at them for seconds on end, out of sheer surprise. My little wooden doll, replete with Victorian-era dress and little hat, lies next to a light brown and fluffy stuffed bear from Lily. She clutches at her gown as she moves to speak, not taking her eyes off the modest presents. Thank you, Lily and Isao. Oh, my heart. This is so precious. I thought their noses were gone for a second, but no, it's just me. I'm an idiot. Wait, it's not just me, right? Glance at that beautiful picture and tell me you don't think they don't have noses. Her voice begins to crack as Lily reaches forward, wrapping her in a soft embrace. The sight of Hanako holding Lily so tightly is heartwarming, so much that I couldn't wipe the smile off my face even if I wanted to. As Lily gently rests her hand on Hanako's head, she speaks so quietly and softly that I can barely hear. Happy birthday, Hanako. Happy birthday. Everyone's of age. Fuck. Hanako gives a small nod, holding on to Lily for a time before breaking off and wiping an eye. I guess that for Hanako, simply having someone, anyone, to be there and love her would be special. The fact that Lily and I can now share that role for her is something I think I will always be grateful for. Like, this moment's getting me. It's very nice. It's very touching. I need something manly to do after this so I can, so I can feel better. Hanako gently takes a doll and teddy bear, holding them both to her chest as she warmly smiles. Wait, this was slightly different because the doll, there was a doll, but there was also a chessboard. Yay! I'm remembering things. For a long time, all three of us simply sit in happy silence. The quiet is not broken until Lily's soft voice beckons. Shall we have at the cake, then? Her proposal is met with two looks of unhidden anticipation. No argument for me. Okay. Phew, that was good. We couldn't afford another picture of us eating cake. I contentedly sit back, both Lily and Hanako looking just as satisfied with the food as I. It took some effort, but we managed to finish off the cake in one go. I don't think I could fit any more in. This might just be me, but this probably a horrible line to take out of context. I need help. Shut up, Mark. I can fucking hear you from here. I think next time I'll buy a smaller cake. Hanako and I give a chuckle. I'm chuckling about something entirely different, but I can't help noticing that, come this time next year, we'll have graduated from Yamaku. That fact is somewhat depressing, since I finally feel as if my life is starting to get back into some kind of order. Idly looking around Lily's neat and orderly room, her books catch my eye once again. This may be a little impetuous, but my curiosity gets the better of me. Besides, I don't think she'll mind in any case. Hey, Lily, do you mind if I take a look at one of your books? Why am I waving my right hand around? Stop it, Ryan! You're not on camera! You're quite welcome to, Hisao. That said, If you can overcome 2 language barriers, I will be quite impressed. 2? Oh, right, Braille and... Yeah, English. I haven't jumped that hurdle yet. Like, fuck me when it comes to Braille. She gives a nod. I knew you were studying English, but I'm still amazed that you're this proficient at it. One could say it's a perfect way to avoid people borrowing my collection. She says it in jest, but I am a little disappointed. Having all these books around me with no way of reading them feels like one big tease. I clicked game, don't do this. Hanako giggles quietly as I reach over to the closest pile, plucking the topmost book with only a curiously glance. Death on the Nile, in large letters on the cover, is the only printed text to be seen. Oh! I sit down for a while with the book open in my laps as Lily and Hanako talk. Okay, so, this is English Braille. Okay, so, I only studied English Sign Language in college. I'm sure there's someone out there who can actually decipher what some of this is supposed to mean. If you can, share a little bit what it actually says. I am actually serious. Curiosity is getting the better of me. I'm gonna have to screenshot this thing and probably go look up myself what it could mean. Alright, we all have our projects. Let's go. I sit down for a while with the book open in my lap as Lily and Hanako talk. Try as I might to feel out the dots of Braille print on each page, they seem to blend in one another. Oh my god, professional. They seem to blend in into one another and become indistinct. I thought this would be a lot easier than it actually is. With some practice, though, I could see someone with a better sense of touch than mine managing to read at a pretty fast speed. Noticing a silence that had probably begun earlier, I look up from the dotted pages to see Lily smiling as Hanako sips another cup of tea. Is something wrong? Quite the opposite. Your curiosity is quite endearing. Okay, I am inordinately pleased by the praise, though I can feel my cheeks heating up a little. Thanks, but I don't know how else I could act. To be honest, I wasn't altogether sure at how you saw us, since you were a new transfer student from another school. If you'd pitied us, I would have been quite offended. Why? Because you're fucking blind and she has cool battle scars? I guess it's just me, I don't know. There's a certain edge to Lily's voice, one that I quite possibly place as pride. Glancing over to Hanako, she seems even more subdued than usual, looking towards Lily rather than me. No, she is not! You're a fucking liar! I wouldn't worry about that. Considering the position I found myself in, I'm perhaps the last person that should be dispensing pity on others. I am the last person to be judging anyone. My parents' first interactions with me after my heart attack, I wouldn't want to see that kind of face. I catch myself from going any further, but not soon enough. Both of the girls seem to be put off, Lily especially. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have gone that far. An awkward silence reigns for a few beats, thankfully ended as Lily's head perks up in a gesture I've come to easily recognize. Hear something? Yes, I heard something, Hisao. There was a knocking on the door. The door? Everyone looks towards it, trusting in Lily's senses. True enough, the door handle shudders and turns, a flash of yellow and black slipping through. Alright, so I gotta try to do excited for you now. Akira Sato in the house. Happy birthday, Hanako. Thank you. Akira takes a seat at the table as she props her long, tall bag beside her. She has her trademark, boisterous air about her, making no small deal of her entrance. Hanako clutches her gown to steady herself, but doesn't appear too shaken after she settles down. I guess she must have met Akira before. Not a huge surprise given how close Akira and Lily are. Akira doesn't seem to be the least bit put off by Hanako's scarring, despite its prominence. But she also doesn't pull any punches in how she acts despite Hanako's shy nature. I thought you said you had to work, Akira. Did you manage to get off for a while? Kinda. I feel bad about ditching the guys to doing overtime, so I gotta get back soon. But I felt bad about not coming to your cute little Hanako's birthday too, so for now I'm here. She grins wildly at Hanako, who flowers in full blush as she pins her eyes downwards towards her lap. Her mouth seems to widen and retract over and over, as if she was trying to suppress a smile out of embarrassment. It's a little strange how her reaction seems to be more immediate and forceful than when she's embarrassed by the way she looks. All she managed to give in return is a tiny nod, failing to hide her appreciation to any great extent. Not that many people give her positive attention, I suppose. It makes me respect how well Akira can handle her, making her so happy, compared to what little I could do. I'm a mess. Now then, before I go... She reaches into a bag beside her and grandly displays its content. I've brought booze! Out come 2 large glass bottles, both with long French names on the labels. Hanako's expression is an odd mix of surprise and curiosity, and I suspect mine's no different. Lily, not seeing the proceedings, is oblivious to what's going on. Akira... This isn't... What is it? It's booze. One's red, one white. Akira, that's... Relax. It's not like Shizune's here to scold you. Lily has a point. It's not exactly allowed on campus. Or anywhere, really. We're still short of the legal drinking age, remember? Rich words for someone practically drooling as he examines a bottle. She got me there. I am generally interested in trying some. Even just a little. We ain't just gonna have a little. While Hanako may not be handling one herself, her look does tell me that she's far from opposed to the notion as well. Lily rubs her forehead, giving up the fight that she knows Akira would win due to simply not caring enough about those funny rules and regulations. Just don't breathe a word of this to anyone in school, please. I beg you. I'm not stupid. Don't worry. That said, I gotta get back to work pretty soon. So soon? But you only just arrived. Sorry, Lily. Good to see you two again, though. And you, Hisao. See you later, then. Goodbye, Akira. She levels herself up with a grunt and waltzes out of the room, leaving us alone with 2 items on the table. What to do about this? We better get rid of the evidence. Lily gives a nervous giggle at her sister's antics as Hanako takes a wine bottle. So, what do you think, Lily? She rests her elbow on the table and pinches the bridge of her nose. Thinking things through, she really doesn't seem to be able to keep up with her sister. Well, it's already here. We may as well have some. No sooner does she say that, I take a quick glance around the room for glasses. A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to the rest on her bed for a bit. You want to take that line again, Ryan? Yes, I do, Ryan. Thank you for asking. A small groan above me reminds me that Lily retired to rest on her bed for a bit a few minutes ago. Did I pass out on the floor? Hisao, you fucking lightweight. Almost completely drained of energy, I managed to stand up and drag myself to the side of the bed, sitting down and leaning my back against it. Oh, fuck. Lily's groan sounds lifeless. Too much to drink? My head hurts. Yeah, too much to drink. I rest my head back and idly stare at the ceiling. What an what an unmitigated disaster. What? Like proper idiots, we all drank the night away with one glass after another. Hanako simply fell to his side asleep, and it's a miracle I don't feel as ill as Lily. Is someone making sure Hanako's on her side, though, and not on her back? That's something you need to keep in mind when someone when just blacks out drunk. Hey, Hisao. I'm sorry about today. I didn't think this would happen. It's fine, Lily. Tell you the truth, I had a lot of fun today. Really? I think Hanako did too. No, she definitely did, even though she's not gonna remember. There's a short silence before another groan resounds from the supine Lily. You okay? As you said, I just drank too much. What's the time? It's time for you to get a clock. She's blind, Ryan. That joke doesn't work. The time, it's, I quickly look at my wristwatch. Its numerals barely legible in the gloom. About midnight. A curfew's in effect, then? Yeah, I guess as much. We'll have to sleep here for tonight! As soon as I say it, I hear the sheets moving as Lily starts to sit up. Hanako? No, go back to sleep. Don't try to get up. Hisao, I have to. You're in worse shape than me by any stretch. Get some rest. But what about... I'll grab some spare blankets and put them over her, don't worry. And yes, so we will make sure everyone sleeps on their sides. I am not waking up again to the sight of someone drowned in their own puke. As I give a deep yawn and stand to retrieve them, I hear her lie back down with a soft thud. Thank you, Hisao. No problem. It's the least I can do. You look outright wasted. I'm not wasted. Just a little bit wasted. She starts pouting, a slight slur beginning to distort her words as the alcohol takes hold of her again. I grab a couple of blanklets. I swear, I have not been drinking. I'm just an idiot. I grab a couple of blankets rolled up on the end of her bed. Quietly walking over to Hanako, I carefully lay the blankets over her peacefully sleeping figure, making sure not to wake her. The thick smell of alcohol coming off her breath makes me doubt she'd wake up no matter what I did, though. I stand and take one last measure of the room. 2 girls, both very drunk, and 1 guy sleeping overnight with them in a female student's dorm. What a scandal that would be if it broke out. Dude, actually let that slip. You will go down as legend. They will sing songs about you. As I move to sit back down on the side of the bed, I steal one last glance at Lily. Her sprawling, disabled figure lies resting peacefully, slightly turned to the side. I crouch down to get a better look. Aw, it's so precious. Her white skin blends in with the white pillow of the bed, a look of slumber-born peacefulness on her face. I've been told by people that my slumber-born peaceful look on my face when I'm sleeping is still angry. I have a very angry face. Usually she seems so confident and forward, always there and caring for Hanako. Now, though, she seems painfully delicate. I think back to Hanako's presence. I thought it'd be a nice occasion for her, but I hardly expected it to be so moving. One birthday after another, year after year. Just she and Lily, all alone. I guess it wasn't just the present she liked. Resigning myself to an uncomfortable sleep, I sit down at the side of the bed once again and rest my tired arms beside me. Hey, Hisao. Lily's voice is so quiet I can barely hear her. She must be on the verge of sleep. Yeah? Thank you. Oh, sorry. It's so precious. Thank you. For what? For being here. That's okay. As I hear a deep breath, it's obvious Lily's gone to sleep. After closing my eyes, it doesn't take long for slumber to take me as well. Oh, we're not done here? Okay. It's question marks, so... Hisao... Hisao, are you... The soft, barely audible voice lingering in my ear slowly wakes me. I wish I could be awoken like this more often. Wait, what? With a mumble, I slowly open my... Oh! Whoa! Taken by surprise with the face hovering curiously mere millimeters from mine, I make our heads collide with a harsh thud. The impact... Oh, and your hangovers... Oh, you must be in so much pain after the headbutt. The impact of our foreheads causes both of us to fall backwards and yelp in pain, Lily sounding more like a squeak toy than a bird. Ow, ow, ow. I slowly rub my forehead with one hand, supporting myself with the other. Lily lies a few feet ahead, doing just the same, her face obviously pained. Sorry. Your face was kind of close, and I acted on reflex. You okay? You see? It's possible to do things out of reflex. You certain people know what I'm talking about. You do. You do. It's reflex. So get off my back. My head. She seems not actually okay. Come to think of it, I doubt the impact alone is what's causing her head so much pain. Hangover? You drank a fair bit last night. She silently nods in confirmation as I lever myself up. I forgot you were wearing short shorts. I thought this was... no, okay. I offer a hand to her and help her back onto her feet. Glance behind her. I find that Hanako's still fast asleep. Should we make sure she's not dead? It's not fair. I only drank as much as you did. That's very different from what I remember. You went through a bottle and a half. And anyway, girls have a lower tolerance than men. That doesn't help. Fine. I'll get you a glass of water. Just be careful not to trip over Hanako. I rubbed the sleep out of my eyes, or at least some of it, and walked over to the counter. Tending to someone with a hangover isn't the way I like to spend a morning. It only takes a few seconds for the glass to fill, the clear water reflecting the silver of the light that makes it through the thin curtains. It looks like Lily's taking a seat on this side of the bed. I walk over to her while taking care to step over the peacefully sleeping Hanako and place the glass into her outstretched hands. Thank you. No problem. I take a seat next to her, the soft bed having a surprising amount of give. She drinks slowly and methodically. A long silence passes with only Hanako's soft breathing to be heard. With some measure of guilt, I look at Lily's face and attempt to read her expression. Her brow is furrowed, and she looks to be lost in thought. For a moment, I hesitate, but eventually place a hand on her shoulder and attempt to reassure her. I didn't expect her to flinch rather noticeably at that, though. Get used to that, man. The fact that it was only like a flinch when you touch someone is like leagues better than what the response I usually get. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Lily quickly shakes her head in a manner somewhat more violent than usual for her. She takes a long breath to steady herself before letting her head sink. I must look terrible right now. Your head hurts and you're in your PJs. The fact that there is no vomit spewed on the walls or anywhere else in this room is a goddamn miracle, Lily. You look fantastic. I moved to protest, but quickly realized that it would be futile to do so. That said, I want her to open up more. If you want to talk about anything, I'm here. Lily gives herself a depreciating snort, as if to mock her own emotions. There's just a lot happening right now. I'm sorry for being so strange recently, especially back when we were in town. Even now, I'm a bit confused about everything. Believe me, I know how that feels. She smiles wistfully, resting a cheek on the backs of her fingers. We're a couple of broken young fools, aren't we? Come on, don't say that. Come graduation, we'll be back out in the real world. What fun! The real world. Sometimes I surprise myself with the way I think about things. I guess the strange, divorced feeling of Yamako and the surrounding town compared to the outside world still hasn't become natural. Maybe it never will. It's strange in hindsight. Being isolated from society like this doesn't feel as bad as it probably should. A wry grin on her face, Lily seems to share the same sense of amusement at the idea. Eventually, though, her smile drops. I'll be going back to Scotland for a week or two soon. Is that why you had to reschedule Hanako's birthday party? She gives an affirmative nod. You'll be able to see your family again, at least. You're not looking forward to it? I haven't met my family in 6 years. I don't even know how to act around them anymore. I don't know how to act around my family, Lily, and I see them every day. You're gonna be fine. Wait, what? My mouth hangs open as I try to process what she said. If she's 18, that means she's only 12 when she left. I may have seen very little of my parents, what with them both working long hours, but that's... I'm sorry for this pause. I just now realized the music. It's nice. I digress. We gotta finish this. I feel utterly useless as I struggle to find some way to respond. But why? Why did they leave, or why are they inviting Akira and me back? Both, I suppose. My father's business has its headquarters in Scotland, and an executive position became available for him there. In the end, he had to move permanently. My mother followed him, but Akira and I stayed in Japan for the sake of both Akira's job within the Japanese branch of my father's company and my education. As for the latter, one of my aunts is gravely sick. Oh, I'm sorry. Don't be. It feels strange, really. We're being summoned there for her, yet we've barely met before. I can't even remember the sound of her voice. Equally strange is the total lack of antipathy she feels towards her family for doing such a thing. I can't help feeling slightly humbled. That said, her wistful exterior is just hiding her emotions. Seeing her like this is depressing. Knowing what to do, I lift myself off the bed. Lily notices the bed's movements, her head perking up and her hand reaching sideways to feel where I was. Hisao? I walk over to my bag, still leaning against the wall, unbuckling the front flap and retrieving the opaque bag from within. I take the small, plain box in my hands. Hold out your hands, Lily. We're about... Oh. My brain's going places right now. And I'm ashamed of them. Hold out your hands, Lily. She looks surprised for a moment, but eventually acquaints. Oh, we're gonna give her the box. Okay. I'm amused by her look of curiosity when I place the music box in her palms. Her typically delicate way of handling it makes it seem as if it were fragile enough to break if breathed on. She wordlessly brings it in front of her face, her slender fingers feeling out its contours and patterning. Eventually, her fingers find the recessed line between the lid and the box and the body of the box, and her thumb effortlessly pops open the lid. I take a seat on the bed next to her, watching her face silently and intently. She sits completely motionless as she listens to the diminutive, tiny melody, her mouth just slightly open. It takes a long while before she closes the lid with a small snap, bringing the curtain down on the miniature performance playing in her hands. The smile on her face, gentle and wistful, shows that I made the right decision. You gave that bitch a music box! Bitches love boxes! No, Ryan, just no. Think of it as a going away present for your trip to Scotland. I will. A restless shuffling can be heard from the floor in front of us, the sound having woken Hanako. She climbs out of the blankets. I can't say blankets. What the fuck's wrong with me? I'm tired. Oh. I put over her, looking befuddled and wiping the sleep from her eyes. I see you're finally up. What? Hanako looks around the room with her eyes only half open. Her mind far from being as awake as her body. Her dazed state makes me and Lily chuckle. As Lily gets off the bed and tends to Hanako, I take one last look around the room. I guess I better get going then. There'll be questions if I'm seen leaving the girls' dormitories in the morning. Goodbye, Hisao. Oh, goodbye. I stand and walk to the door, picking up my somewhat lighter bag along the way. After I leave the room and enter the hallway, though, I hear Lily's footsteps behind me. What's wrong? Without a word, she strides up to me. I freeze as I feel her hand slide onto my cheek, seemingly every nerve taking in the feeling of her fingers and palm upon it. Lady, I need fair warning before people, step up to me like this. Immediately after, her face slowly moves next to mine. Listening to the music, hold on. A light, momentary touch of her lips brushing against my other cheek. For a moment, everything seems to stand still. I absentmindedly bring my fingers to my cheek, as if to try and recapture that fleeting feeling. Lily. That's my thank you, Hisao. Thank you? For your present. Have a nice day in school. And with that, she disappears behind her door and gently closes it. The muffled voices of her and Hanako audible through it, much as they were yesterday night. Ellipses. I think it'd be hard-pressed not to have a nice day after that. I walk away with a certain spring to my step. I think there were some people around me that glanced at me emerging from the girls' dormitory building, but I find it difficult to care. We're at the end of a chapter, yay! And with that, we're at the end of an episode, yay! Guys, if you had any enjoyment whatsoever watching and listening to me fumble my way through this bizarre adventure, fuck me! Give the video a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. I've got good times waiting for me next episode. Follow the Facebook page if you want to keep up with all the news and the content. And hop on board the Ryman Gaming Discord channel if you want to be part of a fun little gaming community. We don't have Misha. There is a plus. We have other characters. But she ain't one of them! You had to say it, didn't you, Hisao? You had to say it was gonna be a good day. I fucking hate you right now. Where's my save? Goodbye.